Whether you visit our many historic sites, explore our thousands of acres of parks, launch a business, or study at one of our acclaimed universities, you'll agree Mercer County has it all. Mercer County, picture yourself here. Mercer County Executive Brian Hughes and the Board of Commissions are proud to sponsor the Mercer Buy Local Connection.
Presenting Mercer Buy Local Connection, the new show from CNJN, and presented by YourTownTube.com, Fit, Fab, and Well Tube, and Stimulus Brand.
Welcome to Mercer Buy Local Connection. Today it's a fantastic segment. We will be talking about buy local, shop local, and we have a wonderful guest with us, Debbie Schaeffer. But before that, make sure to follow us on our Facebook page at CNJN Facebook and on all our social media. So the Buy Local, Mercer Buy Local Connection, we talk about all things in and around Mercer area. Debbie, your tagline is Life Better. Please let us know what it is.
Oh boy, so it's the greatest tagline ever in my opinion. But first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
So appreciated. I've been watching and very exciting to be here today.
Yeah.
So Life Better. So when we redid our logo, it's been about almost 10 years. Wonderful marketing agent Raul Gutierrez created the tagline for me, and how he analyzed it. If you follow me on LinkedIn, Debbie Schaeffer on LinkedIn, you can see the presentation because it's so good about the logo change. And he talks about your tagline, Life Better, cook better, clean better, wash better.
I love that.
Grill better, life better. And it's perfect. Now, this is now 10 years because I actually had the tagline for 2 years before I actually showed it, because I wanted to wait until the new showroom was open. And everybody, if you watch today, you see better on so many products today.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm
you're
a
ahead of the
trendsetter.
curve.
How about that?
That's great.
Yes, that is awesome. And of course, your mother has been like really an icon into our community. 30 years. Her name is still alive today. Coming from Trenton, we want to talk a little bit about, buy local, shop local, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So my grandmother, Mrs. G, Beatrice Greenberg, and my grandfather, Mr. G, they started the business in 1935, and there's not a day that doesn't go by that somebody doesn't ask me about my grandmother. She was such a love in the community. She was very devoted to the community, and everybody asks me, how long has it been? She's been gone. She would be like 106 today.
Wow!
But she worked until she was 96, and I really do everything that she has done. We were very, very close. And because of her devotion to the community, I truly believe that's why we are still here. She really created the foundation. So one of the things is she always sat in front of the store. And she was always there to greet customers.
Yes.
So when I was building the new showroom, when they were showing me the plans, the architect, here's your office in the back, and I said, I got to sit in the front.
Following a legacy, yes.
Right? Just
absolutely.
like my grandmother, because people are going to say, well, I remember your grandmother sat in the front, so I didn't want them to, I wanted to do exactly what she did. And that's where my desk is. And yes, it's just, she created a wonderful legacy, and I'm so proud to continue it. I really am.
And Debbie, having been your whole family being involved in the community, talking about being involved in the community, I know you do a lot of community events. Please, tell us about some of the events you've done.
So, we talk about buy local, and, I'm going to talk about retail because that's what I know. Right. I've been on this mission for a long time. It has to be a good 13 years, where I could see where the big boxes came in locally.
Such a change, correct.
Physical stores.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, people were buying refrigerators online. Whoever thought that you would buy a refrigerator online, or any appliance? And so, who were basically taking market share from Mrs. G. So I felt that I had to do a lot of research back then on how to get that message across that we need to support not just Mrs. G's, but all our local businesses, including restaurants, and
all local economy,
and businesses that have been around for a long time, and businesses that have just opened, but they're here in our community. So I did a lot of research, and there was an organization called Amoeba, that we talked about. And
that is a national organization, by the way.
Exactly.
So that because that's always a question that come across when we always ask. It's great to be local, but where is a resource for national help?
Okay. And so we can look that up online. AMIBA.
Okay.
And so they've done a lot of data. They created a lot of data.
Right.
And one of the things, it's very simple. It really does get the message across. When you spend $100 in the community, and you spend it at a Mrs. G's or an independent, independent store, $60 of the $100 goes back into the community.
Yeah, that's amazing.
When you take the same $100, and you buy it from a national chain that is in the community, $20 will stay in the community.
Big decrease on one.
Big decrease.
Yes.
When you buy online, where on the internet, where that particular company doesn't even have a local presence in the state of New Jersey, Mercer, but state of New Jersey, $1 will come back to the community if that driver is from the community.
Oh, that's
so. That's big numbers, and multiply that by hundreds and thousands and 10,000s, etc. So that's why I say this all the time: think local first. You have to think local first. Some things you can't buy locally. It's just what's happening today. You just can't find that particular product locally. But if you can, take the time and do your shopping, whether it's online, online, because we all retail, especially retail. I call it the 360 of retail. You have to have as much online to show that potential customer, that lead, to want them either to come into the store or to buy from you. You have to be as good as any online company as you are locally. You have to show as though they're looking at your showroom. And I think the beauty of Mrs. G's, one of the things that I feel that I've done so well is our website is really packed with so much information that you could even find in real time what's available on our website. So,
and that is a strength.
Great.
That is a strength. However, like if you're talking about the merchant, some merchant, there are little stores, in little streets, because we have visited a lot of little stores, and not all of them are so savvy to get to that level. So, what will be your recommendation for that merchant?
Okay. So we talk about the 360. I talk about the 360 retail. The first is they're going to go online. If they're shopping for something, they're going to go online to find out where it is. Okay. And once they find that store, they really have to make an investment. And as much as that, as much as they can. And there's so many tools out there to really make a nice website. So then, now they have of interest from the customer, from the website, they're going to come into the store. We want them to come into the store.
Sure.
And so once you have them into the store, you have to, you have to have an experience.
Yes.
You know, right from the time a person greets you.
It's the first
you
impression.
can't- It's a first
Absolutely.
impression. You can't be in the store and walking around and no one says
no
hello,
direction, right.
No someone says hello.
Gotta
We're
be
happy
at
to
the front
see
door.
you.
Yes.
You have to right from as you walk through the door, and you have to have a beautiful showroom. You have to have a showroom that is easy to get around, even with a baby carriage. When I created the new showroom, I was thinking about all of this.
Accessibility,
It's the five senses. I don't go through it all now,
Yes.
but you want to have good visuals. You want to have nice music. You want to have wonderful, people greeting and helping you and know the products. And you want to, bring people in with events. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I do a lot of events in the showroom, and that could be for people who are not shopping for appliances. But you know what? When they come into the showroom and they see, what a great experience it is, then they're going to tell.
Exactly, they're going to talk about it,
By the way, I need a
mention
washer."
the name,
Right,
which is branding,
Right.
which
That
is
is
so
branding.
important.
And you remember when we went to Pennington the other day, right? We had actually that very really well received reception at the front porch in
Yes.
Pennington.
Oh,
Remember?
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
From the moment
she's
you walk
awesome.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's so awesome, and socially, she's awesome.
She is.
I
She's
mean,
great.
she was really a pioneer socially. I mean, she's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and so we're so happy to have her in our community, and so having that great experience, also giving back to the
Right.
community.
Yes.
You have to be a part. You
have to be
can't
involved.
do everybody.
Yes.
But maybe once a year. That's what I do. I think about 3 or 4 organizations that I want to either participate in, do an event for,
Just
I
to bring
really want
everybody in,
really-
awareness.
and give back, because I so appreciate the community, supporting us. So that's, the 3, that's part of the 360. That
Right.
gets you that experience, and of course at Mrs. G, the experience goes, if you're shopping,
Right.
is having a beautiful showroom, having expert, sales professionals
Right.
that know exactly what you need and
Know the product.
And the product. And now it doesn't stop there. Now it's got to be, the delivery has to be just right. They got to do a good job, because
right.
if the delivery is not right, everything else.
Well, it's
Come
then it's
back.
the last
Yeah.
impression.
It's the
that's-
last impression,
Yes.
right? And then after delivery, we want to make sure that we take care of them if there's any service needs, for as long as we can, and that's the 360. And everybody they have to have that mindset, that experience mindset, the journey of your customer.
Yes.
And you at every touch point,
Yes.
you want them to be wowed.
Right.
And that's the future.
That is
There's
the
too much
future.
competition out there. You got to find your niche, got to find your passion, and you just got to run with it
and deliver service.
and deliver. Yeah, really.
So yes, that is awesome. I think the 5 touch, the 360 is very important.
Yes.
But before we continue with this, we are going to go to our commercial break, and we have some tips, marketing
We
tips.
do. We have some tips from Stimulus Brand, and here's Tom.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom McManaman from Stimulus Brand. One of the most important components of design that can help distinguish companies and win sales is color. According to a study conducted by Loyola University Maryland, color increases brand recognition by over 80%. Smart use of color, or a color scheme for your brand, can contribute to a positive reception from your audience and create familiarity and ongoing affinity for your products. Colors can make your brand seem intriguing, exciting, appealing, and an agent of goodness, just as poor use of color can make your brand seem pretentious, lackluster, greedy, or just absent. For example, the color blue evokes a sense of trust, dependability, and strength. Yellow projects a sense of clarity, warmth, and optimism. Orange is friendly, cheerful, and confident. Green projects growth, health, and peace. Red is youthful, bold, and exciting. And purple, one of my faves, can project sophistication and glamour, or have a high-tech appeal. Choosing the right color schemes for your design is an important part of crafting a strong and effective brand image. At Stimulus Brand, we use these perceptions as a foundation when planning visual branding guidelines. We carefully assign a color scheme that is individual and appropriate to your brand. These colors then display consistently through all marketing and design materials. Learn how we reinvent brands with color. Visit stimulusbrand.com.
Looking for something fun to do? How about spending the day outside with the family? Or a romantic date with wine? What about lunch with a view? Feed your adventurous appetite with all that Mercer County has to offer. Come visit us again soon. We've missed you. Mercer County is open for business.
Welcome back. We're sitting here today with with Debbie Schaeffer from Mrs. G. We were just talking about the importance of buying local, supporting local, and supporting the local economy and the community. So Debbie, very, very good tips that you just gave us about the 360 and the first impression, the last impression, customer service. Tell me about supporting each other in the community as well. I know how businesses have to support each other, and I know you believe in buy local and shopping local and staying local. So tell me how you have been able to support the local economy as well.
Yeah, so we've been talking more on the consumer side, as a consumer shopping, to support local. But as on the business side, because of the mission that I think feels so important for our community, as a business. Everything that I do, whether it's paper for my copiers, whether it's insurance, whether anything that I need, I think local first.
Yes.
When I go food shopping, for the store, when we do cooking events for the store, I use the local farmers, farmers markets, or I go to McCaffrey's, the local shop rates, who they're franchised but they're owned, locally. Right. That's really what I do. I think it's so important. And when I was building the new showroom, I don't know if you remember, I had a board and I showed all the companies that I used.
I remember that.
That was part of the new showroom, and they were all local businesses that helped build the store. And so I really do, again, it's that think local first, but as a business owner, you have to do the same thing. Right. You really do. What about the walk, talk the talk, that kind of thing.
What about, let's also talk about perhaps also the, sorry to side, but the consumer. How important it is to support that system.
Absolutely.
Yes, as a consumer, when I shop, a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw the flower wall. I was,
we did see the flower. We took some pictures,
which was wonderful. And there was a neon. You've seen it in weddings and all over Instagram. These neon lights, and you could order it online. And everybody said, "Oh yeah, you can order online." I said, "I'm going to find a sign professional who can create it for me." Make sure the price is right, that it's in line with the pricing that I saw online. And G Signs in Trenton, George, this is for you. He's never done it before. He's never done it before, but he said, I can do it. Just give me a little time. I told him how much time he had. Right. And was it not awesome?
It was great. Awesome. Yes, yes.
And he was local. Yeah. I mean, and you know what? It's so much fun. I don't know if anybody visited him in Trenton. You should. He's got a really fun shop. He's been around for
Which kind of shop
40
does
years.
he have?
A sign shop.
A sign shop.
He does a lot of signs. A lot of people don't know, but he does a lot of major signs for a lot of the businesses around the area. Yeah. And he did this, Mrs. G, Life Better, in a little script. It's fantastic.
It was pretty.
Yeah. Sometimes I think you may not find what you're looking for right away, but it's talking with the business owner, giving them an opportunity, to do the work and to pitch themselves.
Exactly. Well, I told George, I said, this is the first time, but I don't think it's the last.
There you
Because
go.
I
You
think-
just opened
because
up a whole new
it was-
field for him.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a hit. It was like it was a wonderful hit. So.
Yeah, it was very cool. We
Yeah.
took some pictures on that
Yeah,
wall.
yeah,
Is the wall still up? by
The
the way?
wall is now it's put away for our next event.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
So the next event, you guys
Yes.
should come over to Mrs.
Yes,
G.
yeah,
Actually,
right.
just come over to Mrs. G. Period,
Right,
and experience the shopping experience
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah, which is it's such a beautiful
It's
showroom.
wonderful. I consider it a destination.
It
You know,
is.
because we have wonderful community here in the Mercer County area,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes beyond Mercer County. And also into the Bucks County and all the way into Doylestown. I mean,
Right.
we really have a wonderful, customers that
of
from all
customer
over.
base.
Yes.
We went to Mrs. G's
We did.
event. Tell me, meaning it was an awesome experience, meaning going into that little tiny house.
That's right. Mrs. G had a tiny house that was brought from South Carolina, I
Yes,
believe,
yeah, mhm.
and it was placed on a trailer in your parking
In
lot.
my parking lot, yeah.
So Gabby and I had the pleasure of going into the tiny house and looking around and full-size appliances
with a
which-
dishwasher.
with a dishwasher, which was
dishwasher.
just it was over the top for
Right,
me. I
right.
didn't expect to see that.
And a washer and dryer.
Yes,
Full size.
everything just
In a
right.
tiny house.
in a tiny
In a
house.
tiny
It
space,
worked, it
in
worked.
a tiny kitchen,
Yes.
but with everything you needed
Right,
because
right.
it had full-size appliances.
right, that's
so
right.
we're going to take a look at that video.
So what you're looking at here is a tiny home brought up from North Carolina by a company named Perch and Nest. Mrs. G's is showing it today to the Prince Regional Chamber of Commerce to show some of what you can do with a tiny home. You can bring it on your property. It has many smart features to it. It's got smart cameras, it's got smart hubs, smart lighting, and it's just a mobile tiny home that you can kind of take anywhere.
So the tiny house phenomenon is something that's going around the country. There are people following TV shows about it.
I think it's a thing.
It's
It's
a
definitely
thing
a thing.
for a long time.
Definitely is.
I love it.
As the name says, it's tiny.
Pretty cool.
Tell us a little bit about this tiny house that's at Mrs. G. right
Yeah,
now.
so we saw this at a trade show and we were intrigued ourselves. You can plop this anywhere in the country, I guess, if you want. I know there's places in the Jersey Shore areas, instead of having an RV, you can put a tiny house there. You just have to find a way to get power to it and get water to it, and you have all your modern conveniences in a normal house.
So this is very well designed. So you could comfortably live here, right?
I could.
I mean, if that ceiling will be a little bit more because we are tall.
Chris, tell us about this concept and the full-size appliances in this wonderful little tiny house.
Absolutely. Very modern looking. It's updated. It's got a air conditioning unit in here. It's got speakers built in. It's got a 60-inch smart television here. And it actually has full-size appliances. So you're not sacrificing any conveniences or comfort being here. You're actually dealing with a house that has a full laundry center, washer and dryer, a stand-up shower, a toilet, sink in the kitchen, sink in the restroom, and full-size appliances here.
Size like
Amazing.
microwave, oven,
And I
stove.
like this gadget where the temperature is
Nice,
cozy.
very nice.
Yeah.
I love the porch too.
All right, so we're giving it a thumbs up.
I'm giving some.
We're in front of the appliances, and as you can see, these are not apartment size or compact appliances. That's a 30-inch full-size double oven range, smart range by GE. This is a full-size refrigerator, so all your modern conveniences of your normal home. Just over here is a full-size dishwasher, which is rare to see in any kind of a tiny home or camping experience, and a full-size farm sink. So again, all the modern conveniences of living in your own home. These are smart appliances, and so the range, for instance, you can have the oven started and you can monitor it if you're away, if you need to turn it off or check on something that you're cooking for temperature, you can do that and change it if you need to. Same with the dishwasher, if it's running, you can know when the cycle is done. The washer and dryer are the same. And the refrigerator has some smart capabilities also, so you know when you change your water filter.
That's great. So you don't have to worry about your laundry not drying. You can set another load
Extend the
on
time.
and extend the time. You could be calling from. You could be sending an app a message from outside.
Absolutely. Currently, since we're in a parking lot, we don't have power sources or water. We're not connected to any water, but you would just, an RV park or have water at the location that you're going to be installing this, you can connect in with a fresh water, has a fresh water hold in the laundry area. We are currently running it on a generator that is driven by propane tanks. One 20-pound propane tank can run it for 6 to 8 hours, depending on what's running in here. It's really extremely portable because you can run it on a generator, you can hook it in permanently to power if you have it in more of a permanent location, but really it is a pick up and go as long as you have the right vehicle to transport it. Some areas, local areas around us, are now allowing them to be on the properties in your own homes. And have them there.
So instead of going through the whole bill process, this comes in and it's delivered, and you guys get to put some great appliances in it, and here he is.
Neat technology, smart.
That is very cool.
I make it a smart home too.
Yes, that's awesome.
Have it on some beach somewhere. Where exactly, I don't know. Maybe Florida, maybe the Carolinas, but I would certainly want to be somewhere near a beach. As you can see, you have an outdoor patio living area. You have a nice little ceiling fan underneath here with some outdoor speakers. So having a nice cocktail in the afternoon after dinner, sitting out here in the nice weather.
Tiny houses.
Who knows?
This is what my son wants to design for me when I get older to live on his property. This is exactly what I want, a little tiny house.
We are here at Mrs. G's in the tiny little house. What's happening, Daisy?
We're gonna climb up these stairs to the tiny bedroom. Actually, it's not so tiny. It's a pretty large bedroom with a queen size bed, but this is a tiny house. It is all the rage right now, so we're gonna go check it out up the stairs. So here we go.
Okay. She's climbing.
I am climbing with heels. I'm a trooper.
Okay.
This is fantastic. I can see us living here. Gabby, you gotta come up.
Oh no,
Come up
no,
and
no.
check it out.
I leave the warriors doing this.
Come
Alright.
check out the tiny house at Mrs. G in the parking lot.
Let me give you a drink though. Hold on. Here's the drink. Cheers.
Oh yes, thank you. Cheers.
And I'm so happy to have you. So for many of you who don't know Mrs. G's, because I do see a lot of new faces, which is great for the chamber, right? Do see a lot of new faces. For those of you who don't know, I'm the third generation owner. Talked about my grandmother. My grandmother and grandfather started in 1935 on Broad Street in Trenton, and we're celebrating 87 years this year. And what's so cool is we're 3 generations owned by women. So my mother, everybody says, oh, I don't know about your mother. My mother did. She grew up over the business in Trenton, and she worked in the business, and she retired. So I took it over about 22 years ago. And so a lot of people ask us, how do we do it? I even had an ad. My grandmother used to have an ad on TV, and when cable first started, and she would go, how do we do it? And then they'd come up with the ad and all the things that they do, and then she'd come back at the end of the commercial, and that's how we do it. So a lot of people ask us, how do we do it? And we're a member of a fabulous buying group, cooperative buying group, where 3,000 independents from all over the United States, another 2,000 in Canada, independent in the appliance, furniture, and electronics business, and we all band together, and we collectively buy appliances, that's Mrs. G's, from the buying group, and that's how we're able to compete against all the big box stores. For people ask us all the time, how do we compete, especially on price? They can't compete on our service. We take very good care of the community. So that's about Mrs. G's, and we're here. We've been in this new location 8 years. It's so beautiful.
Guys, come out to see some really great technology, some great appliances at Mrs. G.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for coming here today and visiting with us. How does one find your website?
All right, so it's mrsgs.com, mrsgs.com, and you can follow me on LinkedIn, Debbie Schaeffer. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also follow us on Instagram.
Awesome.
And even TikTok.
There you go. There you go.
And your town tube.
And your town tube, of course.
Yes.
Yes, very
absolutely.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having watched Mercer by Local Connection, and please follow us on social and visit cnjn.org.
And remember, stay local, buy local, support local economy.